Hi and welcome to MQW Driving School. We are ORDIT registered trainer. This is the mock test for ADI Part 2 test route in Horsforth. In short while we're going to move the car outside the test center from Horsforth. This is the Inlet driving section and signs we need to follow is bread. When you start the test, this is your 30-mile road. So you're going to approach to zebra crossing. After the zebra crossing you will see the roundabout and Bradford is third exit on your right. If you notice, the driver keep the car on the right hand side of the roundabout more, where he should be start moving towards the left soon after the second exit. So make sure your positions be very good into the roundabouts. Now you join the ring road. So this ring road is 40-mile speed. You have to keep going straight. You will see more sign for the Bradford and keep follow the sign for Bradford. Continue straight from the roundabout second exit Bradford. You was on a 40-mile speed, and now you're entering yourself in 60-mile speed single carriageway. Continue straight from the roundabout second exit. There is one street on the left after the first exit. Please ignore that one. If you're cutting that street as your exit, then this is your third exit and going straight towards the ring road. This is still a 60-mile dual carriageway. Now, on this mock test, what happened here? There was somebody on the right hand lane, and PDI decided to change the lane, and he came in front of that BMW X5 where he should not come there. Then he realized and he moved back to the left, and now you will see a BM pass the PDI. So that was a wrong judgment for a lane change. Now this test failed here because of wrong judgment and disturbing someone from behind. So not doing a good observation or a good judgment in overtaking or a lane change, or you can also say that was not very necessarily lane change required at this point. What happened here, when we asked the PDI why this happened, they said because they was thinking I'm driving in the left lane and I got somebody in my left lane in front of me and I should go right and overtake them. That is the right thing. Yes, if you do have somebody in front of you who's driving slow in the left lane, you don't need to stay behind them. You need to make your progress. So you check the right mirror when it's safe for you to do so without disturbing anybody. Then you can change the lane to the right, pass them from the right lane, and when it's safe you can go back to your left lane. But what happened? They made a wrong decision to change lane, and the guy at the back have to slow down and increase his following distance. Before he was alone, so there was no following distance for him. Okay, so that was a serious mistake. Now this is another roundabout. Going straight, second exit sign for Leeds. This roundabout is traffic control. The previous two roundabouts are traffic control. So make sure you watch the traffic control roundabouts properly. When the lights are green, you can go. Now after you do this roundabout, then there's a car park on the left. There's a Mark and Spencer, is ESA and petrol pump, different situations. So they can use this car park. What we have decided today, we also use that car park to do the forward bay parking. And there was no mistake in the forward bay parking, but there was a mistake after the forward bay parking. So keep watching. So there was no mistake in a four-way parking, so that was very perfect, center of the lines in one go and in a safe, convenient way. Now this is the give way sign. That's the second mistake. You need to give way here to the people come on your right, but the PDI did a little bit quick go and someone was coming from the right and they slowed them down, so that's not a good thing. Okay, so it's another serious mistake. One more time, this say the left only lane in front of you, so there is no need of signal. PDI give the signal here as well, so think about, you are an advanced driver. Now is the second exit, follow sign for Leeds. Now when you pass the first one, which take you back to the Bradford, you take the second one towards the Leeds, and when you come here you will see another sign say Leeds on the right, other one straight. You need a right signal to move yourself to the right. See, this is the sign say Leeds on the right, so you give right signal. PDI didn't give any right signal to move to the right, so that's another mistake. Okay, but these are the minor mistakes, but major was already there, lane change. So mirror signal and you change the lane and you come back to this dual carriageway. Now when you come on this dual carriageway, there is a very important thing you have to remember. You will see the 2+ lane on the left side. So this 2+ lane, remember you are two people sitting in the car, you and the examiner, or maybe your trainer sitting at the back. So you are more than two people or two people. So you should driving your car in the 2+ lane because your normal driving position is left side of the road. My previous mock test with the PDI, what happened? He tried to avoid the 2+ lane and thus becomes the serious mistake for them as well, okay, by not watching the traffic sign properly. So if you come on this dual carriageway, you see the 2+ lane, you make sure you drive in the 2+ lane, okay. Now the next sign you need to follow is called Cuckstall. So after traffic light junction, there will be a left turning towards the Cuckstall. Now when you reach that Cuckstall lane on the left, they can ask you to do some moving and stopping, and that can happen anywhere. So when we do the mock test and people they know how to do the move and stop a lot, sometimes we don't do this and we can save some time to give them a feedback at the last, because some mock tests are 1 hour and always need extra 5-10 minutes to explain them what happened in the test. So some our mock test, we don't do a lot of moving and stopping. Okay, so that's the reason we don't stop much. But remember, when you're in your test, you can stop anywhere and they ask you to move and stop. So this is a street, they can ask you to do some moving and stopping. Now this is a very common mistake people some do on this road. In a short while, exam normally asks you to take the left turning in one of the street. When you go in that street, they give you a little bit bigger slip road to end. Like there's a bus stop and the broken white line. So if there is no bus, you soon can enter about from this corner in a mirror signal, and you can join the left lane as your slip road to enter to this left turning. If you don't do it early, it will be a serious mistake. Now when you come on the street, again they can ask you to do some moving and stopping. They can ask you to do some emergency brake exercise in this. They can ask you to go in of the street and do the parallel parking. Okay, so these streets can be used for many way. Okay, so when you come on the street, make sure you drive on 20 mile if they're 20, drive on 30 if it's 30. Okay, what we have done here, we asked the PDI to do some moving and stopping, and there was not much issue about the moving and stopping, but one guy was at the back car. He decided that maybe you're doing something wrong, and he gives her a little bit angry face here, but there was nothing wrong, so you can know the people behavior. Okay, now you a little bit close to the Cookstown Retail Park. So when you move from here, you follow the road down, then you follow the sign for Headingley Station. When you reach about here, you will see Headingley Station is straight and the left lane is going left only. So when it's safe for you and you see your own designated area, then you have to do a lane change from left to the right. So PDI did very well, so there's no mistake on this point. When you come to this junction and you take the left turning, remember there will be another set of the traffic light. Sometimes you get this kind of warning with the red color on the board, so don't take your speed too much when you move, because maybe when you turn left the light will be red again for pedestrian crossing, so watch it properly. When you come on this road, they can ask you to turn one of the street on the right. Just remember that's a pub in the corner and we entering in the street in the pub, so that's technically second road from the right. So skip the first one and take this one street on the right. You don't have to go extra far to turn, you turn just opposite to your street. Now keep going straight on this, traveling 20 mile speed, and half of the street will become your 30-mile street. When you reach that junction, there's going to be a national speed limit sign, so never forget this sign. Now traffic light junction, you're going to take the right hand turning and join the dual carriageway, and you need a right signal here. Okay. Now this is the time for the second maneuver. So this exercise, parallel parking, reverse parking, was all good. There's nothing wrong with the exercise. So make sure if you're driving back, look behind properly, look 360-degree all around, and only move when no one is coming. If you see someone is coming, there's no point to move and stop in a halfway. That is what happened with that PJ. But according to the situation, there was a bend in the front. When he moved, can't see someone coming, and when he decided to move, someone came from the front. In that case, you stop and let them go first. And also, when you do the exercise, try not to do a dry steering and look all around 360-degree, and try to keep your speed as slow as possible. So far, there was a minor mistake on observation, because if you know someone is coming from the front, you technically don't move. But if you watch them coming late or last minute and you still manage to stop for them, all that, then still can be a minor mistake, but depend on the examiner summary. Now at the end of this road we ask the PDI to turn right. Then after turning right we ask them to take second road on the right. So this street is number 1 and you will see the second one about here. So we ask the PDI to turn here, but they missed this turning, then he turned into this car park. So what we decided that point, that we said that's not a big issue if you proper mirror signal, but that's a dead end, but it's not a good awareness and planning. So we decided to turn around the car and go back in the same road. So if you have to do this kind of situation, don't get panic. Make sure you know what you're doing, and if you have to turn around the car, do it by doing proper round observation and keeping very slow. You're using the private car park, so make sure that no one is coming. There's no board about restriction of entry, stopping or something, but try to listen to them carefully and stay on the road what they're trying to say you. Don't go in the wrong places, not a good impression. Okay, must do awareness and planning. So that's the road we wanted to go. So we're back on the track from here. So at this roundabout we're going to take the first exit to the left. So this is King Lane roundabout, or also known as Ecup Lane roundabout. There's nothing wrong with that roundabout. The shape of the roundabout is not round, it's a bit oval, and that's why people normally do get confused of the exits. This roundabout actually have the 4 exits. They also have a car park here as well, so maybe they can use this car park for your bay parking. So keep going straight. Is a 30-mile road. There's no much changes, and PDI did a very good thing in the middle of the country lane, so watch, and that was a good point. Now this 30-mile road will become the 60-mile road soon. So 60-mile country lane. So there was a mistake here. The main mistake was not driving in appropriate speed, and the speed was little bit fast than a situation. Why? Because you're entering into the double bend. The signs are there for the bends. If you know you're entering in the bend, then you go fast. Even this point on a meeting traffic, speed was fast. If you know the other cars are trying to past the parked car and coming in your lane, you cannot approach them fast. So there was a mistake of meeting traffic, approaching speed. Now this speed is a little bit fast according to the situation, because you are on the double bend and you have a very blind spot bend on the right hand side. If you see one cyclist, maybe there are more cyclists are coming on the way. You need to make a progress, you need to show the skill of driving, but make sure you drive appropriately according to the road conditions. Okay, so that was very careful on the speeds here. Now this is going to be the interesting point here. The PTI did the second serious mistake on this road, which made him fail. When he was approaching to the bend, he was a little bit fast to the bend that he don't pick what's coming up next. And there was a sign on the left say the road is getting narrow from both sides and people might be traveling in the center of the road, but PTI ignored that sign, or maybe he didn't notice it. When he reached here, there was a funeral coming from the front. Soon you will see the first black car of funeral, and there was a horses behind the funeral car. So Peter's speed was so fast, and he didn't obey the rule of highway code that he cannot pass about here. He cannot pass the horses with fast speed. So if you notice, the speed of the PTI showing on this dash cam was about 30 miles speed, and is a narrow country lane, you cannot pass the horses. Again, now he start thinking about the mistake. He's getting close to the pedestrian, trying to overtake without signal. There was someone behind us, so it was multi mistakes going on here. So that's another serious mistake. You need a plenty of room for the animals. If they can frighten with your gas, there should be no gas when passing them. The first hint was the first funeral car, and second, he was going the double bend. You should not be that fast. You don't know what's there. So try to do a good anticipation, awareness and planning before you preach. Okay, after that soon there will be a one right turning. We take the right turning. Now at this traffic light we do the left turn, then we keep going straight, and then you will follow the sign for Bradford again. Okay, so when you reach here, this is your Bradford, take the third exit on the right, and keep moving when it's clear. So you start with the right hand lane. After the first exit, when you reach nearby the second exit, then you watch properly on your left. If you can, change to the left and take your exit and go. Now this is all 40-mile road. You wasn't 40 after the streets, then this is 40. Now if you notice, you're going back to the test center, so just carry on straight and then you will be nearby the test center. Now at this roundabout you take the third exit on the right hand side towards the Horsforth, and you are in low lane where you started your test to the test center. Now the two main mistake: one, unnecessary lane change on a dual carriageway and slowing someone down. So that's a serious mistake in the start following the line for Bradford and Leeds. Second serious mistake, just now before finishing test in a country lane, not reducing the speed down with the fuel and horses. So that's a serious mistake. And there was another there was another minor mistakes other than this 6 mistakes. So if anyone want to do the mock test in Hoyer Hill, Horsforth in Leeds, they can contact me. My number is 07465121115. I'm ORDIT registered trainer, and I do the mock test for part 2, part 3. I also do a role play, or you can bring your own student. You can do in my car, or you can do in your own personal car. So this is normally I meet people for the part 2 and part 3 training outside the Horsforth or here. My website is MQW Driving School, so you can visit me on my website, and you can book online on my website my sessions. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and click the bell icon. Thank you. Bye bye.